This story is based off of true events. Eleanor Chandler was born in 1790. She is the third daughter to Edward and Elizabeth Chandler. When she was 15, she met a boy named Coco Todicheenes. The two of them hit it off. Coco was different than any boy she's ever met. Her parents didn't approve of him, so they ran away together. Eleanor was happy with him. She wouldn't want it any other way. Coco taught her how to hunt. The two of them were soon expecting. They went on to build a shelter for their growing family. Eleanor gave birth to a healthy baby girl in 1806. They named her Muriel. A few months later, their home was finally finished. They even managed to have their own livestock. Most of their days were spent farming. Coco often crafted furniture when he wasn't hunting. While Coco built the furniture, Eleanor would knit clothes and blankets. They had another little girl in 1808. Her name was Winona. Her and her sister were close. They had another baby in 1812, a little boy. They named him Nohile. With the kids growing, they were able to help around with the chores. Muriel loved taking care of the animals. Eleanor taught the girls how to knit as well. In 1821, they welcomed another little girl. Her name was Sequoia. They then had another boy in 1824. His name was Onakona. In this time, the girls had become young women. Eleanor developed a hobby for arranging flowers. The family was incredibly close. The family would spend nights telling each other stories. It had become a tradition of theirs. Nohile had become old enough for Coco to teach him how to hunt. He showed Nohile how to use a bow and arrow to prepare him. Whenever they hunted, Coco let Nohile roam on his own. One day he stumbled across something strange. Nohile was fascinated by a creature he had never seen before. The creature wasn't as nice as it first seemed. It attacked him. Coco had heard his son's cries and came as quick as he could. He carried a dying Nohile all the way home, but it was already too late. Nohile had passed away in 1824 at 12 years old. He was buried on their grounds. His death shook the entire family. Coco felt guilty for not being there when his son needed him most. He would do anything to get him back. After Nohile passed, nothing was the same. Coco and Eleanor had one more child in 1829, a little boy named Jacques. In 1830, a strange man came to their home and told them they had to leave. Coco refused and told the man he had no right, but the man threatened to harm them if they didn't do otherwise. They were given no choice but to leave everything they built behind. They traveled 4 miles in many conditions in search for a new place to call home. They would bathe whenever they came across a body of water. Coco tried to make things better by telling stories by the fire the way they used to. He helped keep the family's spirits up. They were on their feet for a while. Eventually, the exhaustion had caught up to them. Sequoia had become quite ill. She had become too sick to walk any further, so the family stayed put for a while. Coco took Muriel out to catch fish while the family got some rest. They later went to sleep. Early that morning, Eleanor noticed Sequoia wasn't breathing. She had passed away in her sleep at the age of 9. They buried her in an unmarked grave before continuing their journey. They traveled further for many more months. But Docker grew fussy as he caught a cold. Coco tried his best to keep him calm, but the family feared for his health. As Docker's condition grew worse, they stumbled upon a plot of land. They went straight to work to build shelter. They took turns watching the little ones. They worked in the worst of conditions, but by then they were used to it. With weeks of building, they eventually had a structure to live in. Within a year, it was finally finished. In that time, Doka had gotten better. They had a memorial for Nahele and Sequoia to always remember them. At the end of every day, the family gathers for storytelling the way they always used to. Thank you for watching this video. For more, like and subscribe. Stay tuned, the next generation will begin real soon.